Welcome back to module number 3. A nice red theme for this module. Look out for module 3 resources in your learning journal. Look for the red bar just to give you a good sense of where you are in the course materials. And in this module, we are looking at what makes a learner-centered pedagogy. And we're also going to spend some time looking at the project-based learning framework. The two intentions that we have out of this module is by the end, you'll begin to understand the principles of learner-centered pedagogies. You've made a start with those things. You've got some idea of the fundamentals about the difference between teacher-centered and learner-centered. And you'll have a clear process in your mind. You'll have a framework of an approach for project-based learning. You'll know a sequence that you can follow with your students. I hope you're ready. Let's get stuck into the first lesson in this module 3.1. And this is all to do with learner-centered pedagogy. We're going to spend a bit of time looking together. We're learning with each other about the principles to do with learner-centered pedagogy. And you will remember one of the phrases at the beginning of the course, this idea of learners as crew, not passengers. And this is taken from some work in schools in the UK and in America. And they believe in this principle of engagement and participation and use projects within their curriculum. Learners as crew, not passengers. And when we think of crew, we're thinking about students who are responsible for their learning. We're thinking about them working together. We're giving them the opportunity to understand where they're going. They know what's happening. They're not waiting to be told. Our students are problem solvers when they're crew, and they also have strategies to help themselves. They have new tool sets and new ways to work. They take ownership over those things. On the other side of it, a passenger, somebody who's passive, somebody who's on a journey waiting to be taken somewhere. Perhaps they don't take responsibility. Imagine a student who sits back and doesn't take charge. They're passive and they're focused on themselves. Maybe they're not working with others so much. They know the destination, but they don't want to help get there. They don't have that deeper set of responsibility, and they're always waiting for someone else to help them. What we're saying is that student-centered learning or pedagogies, learner-centered pedagogies are much more like crew. We're trying to engage our learners in a different way with learning, and it's a very participatory, very much they're engaged and stepping up and taking responsibility. I designed learning that gives student choice over what they learn, and this is a crucial idea for you to grapple with. This is one of our key ideas, the idea of student choice. Maybe there's student choice of not just what they learn, but also how they learn, and it's an important distinction. Maybe a student is choosing to learn or explore a topic because they're interested, and they also suggest ways that they might do that as well. They have some control over that experience, and that's something that you could explore designing. Also, maybe you design learning that requires students to work together in teams and collaboratively. That's a really common principle for us to explore as part of project-based learning and learner-centered pedagogies. Many times we see learning that is connected with a real-world application. It's not just happening in the classroom or from a textbook, but they're taking that learning and going out into the world and applying it in a real context, in a real application. This is a key aspect or principle of learner-centered pedagogies. It also should spark student curiosity, maybe through provocation. We know that student curiosity is a key part of great learning. And also learning that would require students to create and share something, maybe an artifact to show their learning growth. Let's quickly look at these then nice and clearly as those principles, the principles of learner-centered pedagogies. Choice about what we learn, choice about how we learn. Student choice is important. Real-world application, teamwork and collaboration. It should spark our natural curiosity and interest. And it also should focus on learning growth. Now, you might want to pause there just before we go into the activity, just to gather your thoughts and your notes. Our reflection activity is about the principles that we've just explored, and you're going to do this little routine called connect, extend, and question. You might add this to your toolkit. Find the part in your learning journal where you have some room to be able to record these ideas. First of all, what has resonated with you so far from this module? We've looked at those different principles. We looked at some of those ideas, crew and passengers. What has resonated with you? What's changed your thinking? What's something that's challenged or changed your thinking? And also spend some time capturing a question or two that you still have about this work. This should take you about 20 to 30 minutes, just taking some time to go back over the material so far in this module and reflect and capture your learning.